Hey, do you remember how we met?
Like working?
Like originally, how we met?
You you were in love with me? I'm just
Well, duh. But
No, I think like it was right before I started working at the diner,
yeah, because
right?
I'm the one who told you to come and apply at the diner, not really realizing you had already worked there.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, I worked at
You
the
don't
old
remember.
one.
It's fine.
No, I
You're like,
a lot
yeah,
of
no, I don't
partying.
remember.
Why? What? Tell me a story. So, was it my birthday?
No, I don't know. No, I don't think so. But when I started at the diner, I'd worked there for about a year and I got to know everybody. And I started seeing everyone on Facebook. You're like in all of their pictures. And I'm
Mhm.
like, who is this chick? I don't know. And I couldn't really tell your name because it was always a group photo. And so they tagged like everybody and their mother. And so I couldn't
Yeah.
really tell your name. And I'm like, who is this? Who is this girl? And I'm too like, I'm like a stalker. I'm not the
Yeah.
kind of person to be real upfront. Be like, who the fucking hell is this person
Yeah.
in
You
your
just tried to
photos?
investigate.
I know. I'm all like, let me find out myself. And could not find out or whatever. So I was like, okay. So then began the infatuation of this like blonde girl who's like in all these photos. I'm like, who is this cool person? And I don't know who they are. Then one day I went to a show at some bar or whatever. One of our mutual friends was playing, their band was
Yeah.
playing. I forget what
Yeah,
it
I
was
think I
called.
know.
Ruby something. I don't remember.
Oh, I was
Someplace in
gonna say
Hillcrest.
soda bar. Oh, Ruby. Yeah, something like that. I'll think of
Something
it.
like that. It's in Hillcrest. And so I walk in or whatever. Eventually I see you sitting at a table and like every, everyone leaves. I know, I'm such a stalker. And so I walk up and I'm like, hi, I'm Shea. As I introduce myself on this podcast, it's the same
Yeah.
in person. It's the same. What you see is what you get.
To spiel. I'm
Hey,
Shay.
hi, I'm Shea. And you're like, I'm Shealyn. And I was like, what? And we just started talking about our names. And then I found you on Facebook and I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't ask to be your friend at that moment. I was leaving. I asked to be your friend like a fucking creeper I am. I wait until I'm about to leave and I'm like, friends. And I was like, wait, I immediately regretted asking you to be my friend on Facebook as I was like, I just met you. That's creepy. Was it too soon? Should I have waited? I don't know. And then you went, okay. And I was like, I guess it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't even know if I had a smartphone at that time, so maybe I had to like
I
check
don't
it
know,
on
but
my
you accepted my friend
yeah,
request right away. And I was like, we're BFFs now.
because I was way late to the smartphone game. Like I had just weird other phones, and people were like, "Why don't you?" You know, they'd tell me, "Meet us here," and I'm like, "How do I get there?" Like I thought I still had to go print out MapQuest, and yeah, so
Yeah, you used to do that to me all the time. Hey, we're going to go here. Find out how to get there. Okay.
you're printing out directions. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes.
Old school. Only
Old
the,
school. Yes. I just
originals
thought
appreciate
it would
that.
be funny to talk about like how we met.
What year was that? Like 2010?
2008, 2009.
Oh, really? That early? Because I feel like when I see this movie came out in 2007, so that was like my senior year of college. I remember I went and saw that it was like 5 hours long with Planet Terror. I mean, I loved it. I don't mind being there, but I wish I could have
You
seen
saw
it at
this
a
you saw
drive-in.
this in the theater?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it like they did. I think this was the second one, right? Planet Terror was first, if I remember correctly.
I
Robert
don't
Rodriguez.
know.
I'm more partial to Planet Terror. I love Robert Rodriguez. So that was my favorite of this half. Death Proof was like at the time because I think it was played second and it being so super dialogue driven. I was like, oh, like get to the point. Like it just seemed like too much and a little too long because with both films, I think the runtime was like almost 4 hours or
Oh
something. But
wow.
they had like a tiny intermission in the beginning. I mean in the middle. I wish they would have had like a proper one to where you could like, but I saw it at like a fucking AMC or something. It wasn't a cool theater that paid homage to like
You're not as
Grindhouse
cool as I
movies, you
thought
know.
you were.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely wasn't cool in 2007, but um That was like around the time I started working at the old diner, by the way.
No, there.
But
When I was introduced to this movie by this friend of mine, he invited me over and he's like, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" And I'm like, "Whatever." And we watch random things like MacGyver, and so he's like, "I want to play this movie called Death Proof," and I was like, "Okay." As it turns out, I watched the movie. I enjoy it. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
had fun with it. He doesn't like scary movies.
I don't think of this as a scary movie.
Well,
like,
it is a bit.
Really
I mean, it's really graphic.
Yeah, but to me, like when you mentioned this movie, I was like, oh, that wouldn't have even occurred to me as like a horror movie. I don't know why. Yeah, yes, I know it's dark and like people die, but I don't know. I wouldn't think of it
I
as
don't know. He was like, "I don't like scary movies." I'm like, I don't understand. Maybe just when people say that doesn't compute to me.
Yeah.
But thank you, Doug. He says he listens because he thinks he likes her banter. So I shout out to Doug on that one.
Thank you, Doug. Did you not know? Like, so have you seen Planet Terror?
No, I haven't seen that.
Which is like it came out with this as like a collective homage to Grindhouse films, and a lot of the characters are in both. They play different people, but like, yeah. So like Rose McGowan, who's in this one in the beginning, in the bar scene, like she is a main in Planet Terror. Like she's Cherry. She's like one of the main characters. So it's cute. Quentin Tarantino, I believe, is in both. Of course,
probably. I know he's in this one. He's in everything that he does. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he's definitely in this one, and then he's in Planet Terror. His dick like drips off. It's really disgusting. Like you should watch that one. Okay. It's ridiculous as well. I always like that one because both of them take place, I believe. I know this one is in Austin and the other one as well. And this is at the time when I wanted to move to Austin. So I was like super obsessed.
Well, the first part of it's in Austin and the second part of it's in like Alabama or something.
Yeah, no, Lebanon, Tennessee, I think.
Tennessee, okay.
Like it's all the same. In the South. Trust me, I've driven through it a lot. Sorry to say.
Ben might get upset about that. He's like, yeah, because he lives in Tennessee. So I
will say Tennessee is very different than Alabama. Alabama is like on its own, a different country, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely.
There's a mosquito or something. Okay, so I really liked this movie. I love the second part of it. Like, there's two parts. The first part is like crazy graphic. And
I think I prefer the first part. So go ahead.
I prefer the second part. And I don't like literally anyone in the first part, like Butterfly or Jungle Julia, which is Sidney Poitier's daughter.
Yeah, and I think her name is also Sydney.
It is, yes. He named him after her. Yes.
I think a different spelling.
Yes, it's like SY and Sid SYD instead of SID. And I'm like, did you really? I had to go look that up. I was like, is it? Or is she like, is this like an artsy name? Like, what do you? Nope, that's his daughter. And he named his daughter. George Foreman named his daughter after himself.
I know.
It's fine.
Georgina. Well, okay, then wait. I'm gonna talk about the first part then really quick. I don't have a lot to say about this movie. I love it. I love that they literally scraped the negatives of the film to give it that whole Grindhouse feel and everything. They did a great job at that. They even like drop a scene in it. So Tarantino got the idea for this movie during a drunken night with Sean Penn in a hotel where he was voicing that he wanted to buy a Volvo, which is a historically safe car, because he didn't want to die like in Pulp Fiction in that. So I think Sean Penn said something like, give me any car and a stunt team will make it death proof for 10 to 15K, whatever. So that's kind of the idea with Stuntman Mike, yada, yada. So I love the beginning. Stuntman Mike's like in front of a place called Home Slice, which is a great pizzeria in Austin. They mention a lot of local places that are actually in Austin. That sounds like the perfect night to me, going for Mexican food and margaritas. I was sold on that right away, even though, like you said, I don't particularly care for any of the characters, just because they're very narcissistic and just annoying, basically. But kind of that being said,
shitty friends do you have?
Yeah, but I mean, Then I mean, are you talking about the little lap dance contest or something? Because
Yes.
the thing is, she covers her, like, then Jungle Julia is like, yeah, but you don't have to do it if you don't want
Yeah,
to do
I
it,
understand.
you know?
But the whole fact that you did that without even
Yeah.
consulting her, to me, is
Yeah.
rude. And maybe that's just because I have a different standard of friendship that you don't
Yeah,
do that
I
to
mean,
people.
I wouldn't think it was funny either, but like how she was saying, if you end up drunk and a cute guy comes and asks you, and she does a great lap dance. I couldn't do that. It's to a great song down in Mexico by the Coasters that is played on, like you looking for the mosquito, that is played on Amy the Jukebox that Quentin Tarantino actually owns. It's his own jukebox.
Yeah, that's his own
That's
jukebox. So.
Yeah, that's in the beginning of Natural Born Killers. That was also written by Tarantino. I love, like, that jukebox is such a focal point of that whole bar scene. There's also Kurt Russell's iconic tank top hanging up from Big Trouble in Little China. You know, I love Kurt Russell from Backdraft days. I did my cosplay to Escape from New York. I really like him. Not so likable in this film. Mainly
Yes.
because I was reading about a deleted scene where he was shown masturbating to all the girls dying after that scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'm really
I'm
glad they
glad.
took that out, because I would never be able to look at Kurt Russell the
Yeah.
same again.
Yeah, I'm glad they took that out too, just because I already kind of felt like he was getting off from that anyway. I didn't need to see it. You know,
then
and
the cop mentions the thing
that
when
he's
he's
a
in the hospital
psycho.
or whatever.
Yeah. That he's a creep, psycho killer that gets off on doing that to girls. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why I like the beginning more than the end.
It is the craziest, like, murder scene
Oh, I know.
ever. Like,
but it's brilliant how they flash to show each one.
Yeah.
You know, that's really cool. I love
like
that.
Cinematically, it's gorgeous. Like, the whole thing is just amazing. But it's just so, what? Her face is ripped off by the tire. What?
And then her leg split open, because I always think of that, because when I'm rarely a passenger. I usually do all the driving just because I'm I'm neurotic. And yes, well, because I always have to pee, and I like to know that I can just pull off and pee anywhere or get a whatever. I like to be I like to be in control. So when I am a passenger, though, I tend to put my feet up, and I always think of, like, not only this scene, but other times when people are like, don't do that. Then if you get in a wreck, your feet go through the thing. In her case, her legs just completely split
off. Like, whoosh,
that's wild. You know, in true Quentin Tarantino foot fetish, there's a lot of feet in those movies. He's a weird foot guy. You know, we all have our fetishes, whatever. When Kurt Russell in the second half touches her,
licks her.
So weird. Yeah. But anyway, so I, for one, prefer the beginning. I don't know why. The second part is great too. I like Zoe Bell a lot, but they annoy me as well. I don't know.
Their conversation at the table for breakfast
with the turnaround shot that I love. It's like
annoys the
what
hell
is that?
out of me.
Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs does that same shot. I love it, but their conversation terrible.
Yeah, and maybe it's because Zoe is not an actress. I don't know, but a lot of her dialogue is kind of flat. And of course, she didn't know she was going to have dialogue. Yeah. She thought she was just going to be like, I'm just going to be in and out. I'm going to do a shot or two. And she insisted on doing her own stunts, like her on the car. That's her. They were really going 80 miles an hour. They were not slowed down for safety reasons.
No, stunt woman by trade. She was Uma Thurman's stunt woman in Kill Bill. Stunt woman stand-in. So she didn't know, that she was going to get a speaking role. It's not, I don't know, like, I didn't think she was terrible, because I'm equally as terrible, but like, I don't know. It was something, it was the collective that I was annoyed with.
Maybe it was like you talked, like, they didn't have banter, like real banter. It was like dry. It was like not, there wasn't much, like, you could tell that a couple of them maybe had a connection, but then some of them
was forced. It was definitely forced.
Yeah, it was a force. You just kind of feel it a little bit, that you're like, can I just fast forward? Is there important stuff in this one? Can I just go forward?
Yeah.
But here's also the thing. So Kurt Russell's character is clearly stalking his victims. You know, the whole butterfly lap dance. He listens to the radio and pretends he doesn't know who they are and blah, blah, blah. Shows up at the bar because he's following them, obviously.
Yeah.
So you didn't.
He has pictures of them.
Yeah, he has pictures of them on his little dash thing up there. Now, so you're clearly following them. You're stalking them. You're trying to get in there so you know how to kill them and where they're going to be to murder them and all that stuff. Fine. Did you not do all of your homework on the second group of girls?
Yeah, she has a gun.
Because she has a gun. 2 of them are stunt women.
Yeah, I think the second one, he wasn't stalking them. I think that was by chance.
He was stalking them because he has the binoculars and he's following them and taking pictures of them. I thought
he just saw them at the gas station and then thought, oh, what a good, because he had like just gotten out of the hospital, right? Or it was months later. He has a different car.
Yeah, it was months later, but he makes himself kind of known, like the car is obviously there. So it's like, take a look at the car.
The foot. He's such a freak.
Yeah, and again, the foot thing, yes.
Quentin Tarantino, I had to throw that in. I thought he was just gonna straight up like suck her toe for a second. I was like, dude, you cannot do that. Like, not okay. They're in a great Mustang in that scene. That's also from the original Gone in 60 Seconds. I thought it was a 73. You know, I love my Mustangs, but I think it's a 71 dressed as a 73. I don't know. People do a whole bunch of things with Mustangs. You know, I have my own fastback that a lot of people make a coupe look like a fastback. So you never really know unless you look at the engine and the inside. So beautiful car. I would love that paint job on my own. Kurt Russell's car has the license plates of Steve McQueen's fastback from Bullet. So I don't know.
In the first, is that in the first one or the second part? Because the first one has
with the duck. No, they both have the duck.
They both have the duck, but they changed license plates in both parts. So one has the Dukes of Hazzard license plate.
No, there's the tires from Dukes of Hazzard.
Is it tires? They do change the license plate to something else, and then the first one had different license plate.
Oh, I thought they both had the Steve McQueen's, but I don't know. I also thought they were both Chargers. I guess I wasn't paying attention to know one was a Chevy Nova, one was a Charger, because I thought it was actually the car behind you on the poster, and it's not. It's not. Car.
That was one of the Grindhouse throwbacks. Was in like the trailers, they'll give you action that's not in the movie.
Yeah, which I feel like movies still do. Like even. Not
really, because I feel that most movies nowadays just they give you the entire movie in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean some do. And you're like, do I even need to watch the damn movie? But then I'm like
this looks really good, and then you go, you're like, it's literally the trailer.
Yeah. Well, and I like you've seen those where they recut the film like they did in Mrs. Doubtfire, but it's a scary movie. Like you can flip it depending on what you have. So to me, a movie preview, I'm always like, is it actually going to be like that? But probably yes, because
I am always let down by trailer, so it's fine. Just avoid it always.
I don't really watch like I should have watched this trailer because I remember seeing it over and over. Like I looked forward to going to see these films in the theater so much. I had the biggest crush on Robert Rodriguez. I had just met him at Comic-Con that year. Like I was obsessed. And so when these came out, I was like, oh my gosh, very. I just like that Grindhouse, like that gritty feel of like shitty old movies with low budgets, and which I know a lot of them were dialogue driven, so that's why Death Proof was. But to me, I was like, oh my gosh, enough of these conversations. So Planet Terror, when you watch that one, it's more like action and.
Well, that's why I like the second part. Like we get through, like once you get through some of the beginning dialogue, and then they get on the road, and he shows up, and it's like suspenseful. She's on the hood, and she's flying around, and you're just like, oh my god, so she's gonna die. Oh my god, like you're like suspenseful.
Yeah, she's playing ship's captain or whatever.
Yeah, something, whatever the hell that's talking about.
But so people I know do that. Like they'll literally have, well, they do it differently because they have a car with cruise control. You know, the old, what is it? What's the white car from that movie? They mentioned it a million times, Vanishing Point, the Dodge Challenger that didn't have cruise control, obviously. So they and she's using the belts and everything, and it's completely different. But I literally know people now that they'll have their car in cruise control, like 40 miles an hour, climb up top and ride on the front. The scariest thing, stupidest thing, but
right. That's like Teen Wolf surfing on top of the car or the van or whatever.
Yeah, maybe that's why people still think it. I'm like, just stop. I'm like, well,
I know. You're just looking to die is really what it is.
A million other ways to die. Like, why?
Exactly. So I love that she was all over the hood, and then finally, like, he hits them and they crash, and he's like so proud of himself. He gets out and he's like, oh, that was so fun. And she shoots him, and just the whole movie turns over. Just like he's running from them, and they're like, we're going to kick his ass. Let's go. We're gonna get. And they beat the fuck out of him and kill him at the end.
I love it.
And I love it. I'm just like,
he's
that's
crying like a baby.
He's crying. He's like, what? Why? I'm like, what do you mean, why? What? Why are you questioning why? You're an ass.
Yeah. No, he's a terrible human, but maybe he's just trash. But it's a very girl power movie. I love it.
I think I love that part about it, just how girl powered it is. Yeah. They're just like, we're not running. Kick his ass. And then they go and they scare him, and he's scared. Yeah. And they're just trying, because don't mess with stunt women. They just
no. Especially not like, I'm telling you, she's amazing in real life. I sent you that picture of us, and I was in a prison movie with Zoe Bell. It's called Mercenaries, and she's fighting like with the trays, and I'm just like, oh. But
I love that. Like, she flies off the hood and she's into these bushes, and everyone's like, oh my god, like she's dead, and she comes up.
Yeah, okay. I know. She's that friend. Like, I definitely have a friend like that who would just disappear. You're like, is she dead? The next day, she just shows up like, want to go to brunch? I'm like, what the? We thought you were dead, you know? And I probably
you thought someone was dead. You left them there. It's like, you're fine.
Well,
they were dead.
They disappeared. What do we want me to do?
Nothing to see here.
I called the cops.
You're dead. We just walked away from that shit.
You can't call the cops. They won't go look for the person anymore.
Shitty
they
friend.
won't. You gotta. No, I've called people for wellness checks, and when you live in New York City, they're like, "Bitch, we have other problems. Like, go get your drunk friend. She's probably asleep," which is what was the case. So yeah. Shake my head. So
the actual death car, the death proof car. Okay, so Russell's stuntman bought it, and then he gave it to his son.
That's adorable.
And so
wait, so Kurt Russell wasn't doing his stunts? Way, just kidding.
No, he's like 50 in this movie. Are you kidding?
I like to believe. I know he's still so cute though. There's something I love him in, like, Tombstone and everything.
It's the hair.
Well, no, what's with the, like, he almost sneezes on the bar porch? Do you remember that scene? Is he about to sneeze? I don't understand. They're like,
I don't know. I
think
the whole thing was a facade, because I think he was trying to play it off like, I'm more innocent. And then also, who does a lap dance because they called you chicken shit? Like,
yeah, I know,
dude. If I'm not attracted, she had to find him attractive. If I'm not attracted to you, and then you're like old chicken shit, and like, then think I'm chicken shit. Have a good day. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't understand people like that who, like, if they're challenged to it, I would be like, yeah, I guess I'm chicken shit. Like, the end. Bye. Right. Like, I wouldn't give a shit.
Is this? Oh my god.
We all know Kurt Russell's hot. Even if he's old, I would do the lap dance. Not as well as she did, obviously, but
I would fall down.
Yeah. Or I would give one to Eli Roth, who's also in that scene and who I love dearly. I loved it. I liked this movie a lot. I didn't like it as much when I first saw it, but now rewatching, I really enjoy it.
It's a good one. How many Kurt Russells do you give it?
Oh, dang, that's hard. I'm gonna say 4. Maybe
I'm gonna go 4. I don't know. Yeah, I think we agree on this one. I enjoy. I may not like the first part, but I definitely love the girl power at the end.
Well, good. I'll just watch the first part, and
I'll just watch the last part. They're pretty much like 2 different movies. Let's be honest. Nothing goes back to the first part.
Definitely.
Like, it's like 2 different movies in one.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, I forgot even about the second part. Like, for some reason, when I thought about it, like, and I mentioned Zoe Bell to you, and then I was watching the first part, and I was like, "What the hell? Zoe Bell's not in this." And I forgot that it completely pivots and does a whole other movie at the end. So it all makes sense now. You know.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. So follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, like, subscribe, share, do the stuff on YouTube or whatever. And until next time. But I want to say also, before we do end the call, Monday, the 30th is your birthday. You're 500 years old, vampire. And
rude.
You dye your hair, you can't see the gray. It's fine. You're what, like 12 now? I don't know. Do you have any plans for your
always
birthday?
12, forever 12. Yeah, I'm going to medieval times.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's not like a 12-year-old thing at all.
Yeah, do you remember in Cable Guy when they go? Like, that's exactly what it's gonna be like. Like, I'm just be yelling like Jim Carrey and everything. But I
Are
made
you
a long
gonna put
time
like
ago.
fake skin on your face?
Yeah, Silence of my
Silence of the Lamb.
Buffalo Bill. No, I'm excited to go.
Yeah.
I got the celebration package, so I'm like in the front row, and they like they announced my birthday. I'm very excited.
God, record that.
Oh, of course. Well, because so we recently we moved to New Jersey to open that restaurant, and so like I thought, oh God, you know, I'm here in Jersey, so I already did my Sopranos intro. I remade that, and then Medieval Times I think began in Jersey, so I got to do all the Jersey shit. You know? Medieval Times.
Medieval Times.
Happy birthday to me. What? I said happy birthday to me.
That's what I literally just said. Happy birthday. Fine. Bye. I'm gonna post a bunch of like weird shit now in honor of your birthday. That's what I do.
Yes, please do. I'm ready. Bring on all the weird shit.
Yes. Woo! Shealyn's 500.
I am a vampire. That's fine.
I'm gonna pause. I don't think we introduced ourselves.
Oh, well, you should just use the introduction from how you said it when we met. You said it.
I did say that because that's how we met. Here, hold on.
It was very cute.
Thank you.